Welcome, fifth graders. We're talking our new topic, our new strategy is cause and effect, which is what we'll be spending our week working on. So let's look at day one here. Our learning targets for today. You will identify causes and effects in a picture. You will identify and use the signal language for cause and effect. We'll make connections with the picture. And then finally, use academic sentence frames to discuss strategies. All right, so when we look at the strategy cause and effect, we have to remember that the effect is what happened and the cause is why it happened. So the cause happens first, the effect happens second, okay? Signal language, such as because, so, if, therefore, since, consequently, and as a result can help readers identify the cause and effect relationship. So if you see those words, it's generally you should recognize that an effect is coming up. So, he got in trouble because he decided to punch someone in the face. So those signal words show that relationship, and that they signal, I guess is why they call them signal language, that cause and effect is around, okay? And finally, identifying causes and effects helps readers recognize the relationships among events and understand how different actions might result in different effects. So we don't always get the same effects for the same cause, depending upon environment, depending upon other things that might occur. Your causes and effects might be different. You could have get the same effect with a different cause, and it's just understanding that there's more than just one effect for every cause, and there's more than just one cause for every effect. And it's one of those things that when we're talking about the American Revolution and we're looking at the causes and effects, we can't just say one thing caused the American Revolution. We can't just say it was the Boston Tea Party. There are multiple causes that led to that. Okay? All right. Now, a video for you. All right, and that was Rube Goldberg, kind of a short presentation on the cause and effect. If you notice at the beginning of the video, it started out with this flicking of some sort of sphere that caused all those events to happen. So that was the cause, and then the effect as it went through, it knocked down some dominoes, and it lit a fuse, and a bomb exploded, and then all of a sudden a hamster started running on the wheel, and that generated some power, and that power eventually turned on the television. So then when we look at it as cause and effect. Now, when we think about cause and effect, I want you to picture this. One day last winter, Mr. Vitale was hurrying from his car, actually from his car to get to school because it was crazy cold. It was cold and snowy, and I don't know if you've noticed, but the parking lot, especially the teacher parking lot, is often pretty icy. Okay, so there was snow. It had been warmer, and water melted, and then it got cold and it froze. So there was ice underneath the snow, and when Mr. Vitale was moving quickly, he stepped on some snow, and under the snow was some ice. He slipped on the ice and he fell down. So my question for you is, what happens when you slip on ice and fall down? And how does that affect what you do? Okay, so take a few minutes and just think about that, and how does that affect you? And falling, how does that affect you? How does it affect your day? How does that affect your body? Okay. All right, the event that you just thought of are effects and a cause. When you talk to people, or when you often describe what happened, which would be the effect, and why, the cause. That's how you tell stories. Oh my goodness, I was just doing this, and then this boy did. Okay, that's cause and effect. All right, writers do this too. And good readers know how to recognize cause and effect in fiction and nonfiction text. We're going to practice recognizing cause and effect this week. Okay, so this is a poster and it says, "They came from outer space." All right. When I look at this picture, the first thing I need to do is figure out what it is trying to show me. One way I can do that is by thinking about what I know. This is called making connections. And that's what good readers do all the time. You always make connections, either to things you know, things you've experienced, things you've already read, okay? So that's very important that we make connections. So when I think about and I look at this picture and I think about it, this picture reminds me of a book I loved when I was younger. It was H.G. Wells's book, The War of the Worlds. Martians come to Earth and build fighting machines, which are stopped only when the Martians are killed by Earth's bacteria. Making this connection helps me understand that because these alien machines are attacking them, people are fleeing in terror and fighting for their lives. Connecting what I see in the picture to something from my own life helps me recognize a cause. Okay, the cause is alien machines attacking people, and its effects. People flee in terror, and people fight for their lives. So, I mean, for those of you who haven't read The War of the Worlds or seen the movie, you can think of this as like the Avengers. And that when those, I don't know what they're called, they come down from the big portal in the sky and Loki's telling them to attack. So you see people running away, and then you see people like the police are trying to defend the city and the Avengers, okay? So that's kind of what we're talking about. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, looking at your packet for the week, what do you think of? So look at Unit 6, Week 1, Day 1. So pause the video, we'll answer the question, and what do you think of when you see the poster? And yeah, when you're done, restart the video, and we'll continue on. All right, fifth grade. I just call you sixth graders. I just made you a year older. I apologize for that. So when we look at cause and effect in a picture, one of the things I want you to think about is I want you to think about what's the cause. Okay. So when we talk about you know, academic sentence frames to discuss strategies, that's what we're talking about here. The cause is, so what is the cause? The effect is, what is the effect? What is happening because of something? All right? And the signal word I can use when I talk about this, cause and effect, is what. So I would like you to just kind of think about the cause is, well, the cause for this is aliens coming from outer space and looks like they're trying to destroy the world. The effect is people, and let's go back here, people running in terror, but then we have other people trying to defend the city with like lasers and weird guns and stuff like that. So the cause, the effect, and the signal word I can use is perhaps because. So people are running away in terror because these strange aliens came from outer space and they seem determined to destroy the world. Okay, so I use the cause and I put the effect here. People are running away because aliens came and they seem to want to destroy the world. All right. So just to review, okay, an effect is what happened, okay, and the cause is why it happened. And it's very important that we understand that things do not happen in a vacuum. They don't happen just because, okay? The signal language, such as because, so, if, therefore, since, consequently, and as a result, can help readers identify cause and effect relationship. Now, sometimes, boys and girls, a cause and effect don't occur in the same sentence or in the same paragraph. Sometimes the cause happens a couple pages earlier, and it's up to us as good readers to make those connections in terms of why something happened. And that's one of those things that we're going to be talking about in guided reading this week, in terms of looking at cause and effect. Okay, and identifying causes and effects helps readers recognize the relationships among events and understand how different actions might result in different effects. So what I'd like you to do, boys and girls, is finish the Unit 6, Week 1, Day 1 handout in your packet, and it's asking you why is it important to recognize cause and effect relationships, and how does it help you as a reader? How did making connections help you understand the picture? And then what are some signal words for cause and effect that we use today? So I'd just like you to take some time and when you're done with the video, answer those questions. But in closing, I want you to remember that you can look for causes and effects in a text too. And tomorrow we're actually going to we're going to look at it. We're going to read, not just look at, we're actually going to read a text, and we're going to practice looking for causes and effects within that story. So don't forget, I want you to finish working on that packet, and I want you to start looking for causes and effects in the readings that you are doing. All right, that's it. I will sign off, and we'll talk to you in a bit.